The next speaker is Denis François, and he will talk about the research agendas that we're developing in the Bison project. So, Denis.
Okay, thank you. And to move, it's on. Okay. I will present you this paper on regarding the strategic research agenda of Bison. I think I don't have the good one. Okay. Oh, okay. So I will be short about this. You have heard about one of the objectives of Bison is to produce a strategic and research deployment agenda. But a point also important is that in the call from the European Commission, it is written that it has to be endorsed by national transport authorities and the public innovation program owners. In the Bison project, the approach was to identify and formulate research priorities and develop a specific agenda within a specific work package dedicated to the research aspects. So this is what we are producing in this specific work package, the strategic research agenda. And with the expectation of the Commission, we have some indication on the way to do it. So the objective of the SRA is to produce a series of research, propose a series of research initiatives that should be taken and achieved at European level from the short to the long term, 5 to 10 years, aiming at a better integration of biodiversity with all types of transport infrastructures, so road, railways, waterways, power lines, pipelines, airport, and airboats, regarding all the stages of their life, planning, design, construction, adapting, operating, and decommissioning, and also regarding all the concerned fields, environmental aspects, social, economical, technical, political, and juridical. So, in that purpose, the methodology we had to develop to achieve this objective of SRA was to involve at the beginning all stakeholders, so operators, industry, environmental agencies, research bodies, NGOs. And in the first step of the methodology, the objective was to collect their expectations and their proposals and to have a census of that. And that's what we done in the first 6 months of the project, and we produced a deliverable in July last year. And then these materials was processed through a specific work within the Bison Work Package 4 team, made of different experts in different fields. So we had to process through a cross-analysis with a multidisciplinary approach with ecology, planning, environment, engineering, technology, and psychology. And the results from this was to have a broad, detailed list of overview of research needs according to this cross-analysis. That was done last January, and then the objective is to return to stakeholders in the final step to first add feedback from Bison colleagues, and where we are today is here where we open the consultation about this raw material to, once again, all stakeholders, in order to the coming months to produce the research part of the SRDA, so the strategic research agenda. And to achieve so this collection of points of view, we had two ways. So how to achieve more biodiversity-friendly transport infrastructure was the question, divided in two questions, that was posed through an online consultation for expectations and proposals, which was the way suited to collect individuals' inputs. So we had contribution for 47 contributors and 15 countries, with almost more than 200 inputs. And in parallel, we also had a document survey among documents published by a representative organization at international, European, and national level during the last decade. So we analyzed 80 documents for 45 sources, providing more than 400 inputs on expectations and proposal. So you can see here that we had on the table all the institutions that were, documents that were consulted at European level for all types of infrastructures, for the environmental protection and the research side, and we almost had also institutions for all these boxes except airports and power lines. Sorry. Okay. Who contributed? I will be short, but the main contributors to the online consultation were universities and research institutions. The objective also of the document survey was to balance the representation of stakeholders. And for the document survey, we had the 8 types of stakeholders imagined in the process. And then the most participating institutions were NGOs and associations and also public agencies. These documents came in majority from national levels, both European and international world level. And they were in the fields of ecology, infrastructures mainly. How to report on this collection of this census? In order to make it understandable in the deliverable, we decided to classify all these inputs according to 4 main thematics. Taking example on the Armand project, recent Armand projects, so which aim and approach was similar to the Bison project, to our project. So they were classified according to the belonging to policy and strategy thematic, the planning and environmental assessment, impact assessment in the general meaning, or implementation and management, or fourth, education, awareness, consultation, and communication. And just, I found it was interesting to show you this typology. Result from the online consultation, so I told you, representative mainly from individual thoughts, contributions, is completely consistent between expectation and proposals regarding the share of the different thematics, very similar. Which is also the individual contributions, people, the share is different from the document produced by organizations at expectations level and proposals level, where planning is important in the documents from organization, but regarding expectations, it is more policy that is indicated as second, and this is more implementation, which is provided as proposals. So that was interesting to show this discrepancy between individuals and organizations. And the poor parent of these thematics was everywhere education, awareness, so the first thematic. Another output from this document survey and consultation was that good for consultation, most inputs by people concern 6 to 7 types of infrastructure. So they are very general regarding expectations and proposals. This is consistent. All types of infrastructures are considered, this is logical, with a good balance between them, except with pipelines where there are very few contributions. And regarding document survey, so the documents are more specific, and often proposals and expectations regard 1 or 2 types of infrastructure. They are more specific. Our survey collected information for all types of infrastructure, was well balanced, but with more proposals for roads and railways, information inputs in proposals for roads and railways. This slide is to show you the process in the second step. So we collected, I told you, more than 600 inputs, and they were processed by this multidisciplinary group during 10 weeks. Week by week, we achieved a batch of questions, of proposals. So this amounted more than 2,000 raised questions in different fields that were analyzed in the third step by a group of 5 of us, to assess the relevance of the raised question, and also they are belonging to the planning, design, adapting, operating, and decommissioning stage. So that was a step of validation also for infrastructures concerned by the proposals and the stages. And the formulation, a first step toward the formulation, the drafting of the potential issue for research, which led to more than 700 potential issues for research, more refined, leading to step 3. But that was also the opportunity to raise the emergence of the major themes related to this research, for the strategic research agenda, the themes of importance for contributors. So, regarding step 3, where we are now, the last one, the idea is to group similar questions to group the similar question among these more than 700 potential issues for research, regarding when they are similar, when they are upstream, downstream questions, what are questions and sub-questions. Also to formulate simple, non-ambiguous wording of research action. We are in a group, multidisciplinary group, so it's important to find good words, and also we have to deal with research and operators. And through this process, from the more than 700 potential issues for research, through this refinement process, we decreased to almost 200, and today 140 research actions areas. Now the importance of proposed areas is discussed regarding the emergency of achievement, the knowledge gap, etc. So the shape of an array in the agenda will be this way. So the areas treatment written on a simple way, what action for what objective, codification that allows us to go back to the initial original potential issue for research expressed by a document to the online survey. Constant transport infrastructures will be indicated, the constant life stages. The themes that have emerged, so we will indicate short, medium, or long-term objective to achievement. Also, some texts that were provided in the call by the Commission, so they will be put it. And last point, the themes, 1, 2, or 3 themes maximum, to which this research is linked to. These are not blocks; these are more like lighthouses, where to localize you in this field of all aspects of biodiversity versus transport infrastructures. So we have 15 of themes grouped around 4 blocks of one group, things related to improvement of the general process, where we have to solve transport infrastructures development relative to biodiversity protection. One small block about the classical mitigation hierarchy. One block also about the environmental challenges, namely climate change and invasive species. And one block bigger about some specific question posed by transport infrastructures versus biodiversity. And this is my final slide. So I will not comment all of these themes. There are 15. On this graph, you can see this is the occurrence of themes. You can see, you have seen that we have, of course, one research action is linked to one theme, to 2 or 3 maximum, and the size of the parts of the circle shows you the occurrence. So the main themes are the one related to assessment of realized project, the one about the reduction measures, often linked to, there are many actions that link both aspects. Also, the permeability of infrastructures. So often we have questions that are, or actions that link. And last, the contribution of transport infrastructures to green and blue networks. So we also have, and this was that I was happy to read that on the first session on Tuesday. These are not actions, but these are ideas of tools that could support the development of actions, especially research. For example, NT2 here will be a tool to improve information sharing between researchers at European level. And this last graph shows you that we have a kind of indicator of the level of to which our research actions belong, to say, is it research, development, or is it after deployment? And today, more than 100 of our research actions are in the field of research and development, and just remaining, and they won't be in the SRA, of course, things that appear for the moment more deployment that maybe will be rejected in the final step, or we continue to analyze to see whether there are research questions inside. And then I thank you for your attention. You can see the institutes who have contributed to this step of Bison. Of course, I take the opportunity to invite you to contribute to the workshop. This was an introduction to the workshop we have tomorrow. That's why we will have a desk after to register. And we know that was very complicated to have the workshop online or on hybrid. And if persons are interested to have the similar workshop that we will have tomorrow online, they can tell me through my email if they want, and we can organize something during October. Thank you.